Welcome to Trending Now USA. I'm Bella, and today we're diving into one of the most inspiring and emotional stories in tennis, the rise of Eala, the Filipino sensation whose historic win at the US Open has not only made waves across the global tennis scene but also ignited a long-held dream back home, to see the Philippines host its very own international tennis tournament. Her victory wasn't just another notch in the tennis record books. It was a statement, a moment of national pride that reached far beyond the court. Eala's incredible journey, from training under the tropical sun in Manila to lifting a trophy on the grand stage of New York, embodies the perfect storm of discipline, talent, and unshakable belief. For a country more known for basketball, boxing, and pageantry, her triumph felt like a powerful turning point, the kind of win that could reshape the nation's sporting future. In the heart of New York City, amid the electrifying roar of the Arthur Ashe crowd, the 19-year-old Filipina wildcard delivered a performance that stunned her opponent and captivated millions watching around the world. Eala's victory wasn't expected, but that's what made it so thrilling. With each forehand strike and perfectly timed volley, she defied the odds stacked against her. Born into a family of athletes, Eala's sporting DNA runs deep. Her mother, Riza Eala, was a national swimmer, while her brother Miko has also represented the Philippines in tennis. That athletic lineage, combined with her early exposure to the competitive world of international tennis, forged a player who never shies away from a challenge. But what sets Alex apart isn't just her skill, it's her story. Her rise symbolizes something greater than personal glory. It represents the hopes of an entire nation that has long awaited a global breakthrough in tennis. When she clinched match point, her emotions spilled over, and so did those of millions of Filipinos watching back home. Social media erupted with jubilation, from celebrities and sports icons to everyday fans, all united in pride for the young woman who had put the Philippines on the tennis map. As Alex held the trophy aloft, a different kind of conversation began taking shape, one about the future of tennis in the Philippines. Her US Open triumph has sparked renewed calls for a home tournament, possibly a WTA or ATP-level event that could bring world-class tennis to Filipino fans and inspire the next generation of players. For decades, the Philippines has had passionate tennis followers but lacked the infrastructure and investment needed to sustain top-tier international competition. The country's last major professional event was held years ago, and since then, tennis has lived mostly in pockets, in schools, private clubs, and small local tournaments. Now, thanks to Eala's breakthrough, that could change. The idea of hosting a home tournament is gaining momentum, not just as a celebration of her victory, but as a strategic move to grow the sport. With the right support, partnerships, and government backing, the dream of seeing the world's best compete on Philippine soil might finally come true. Sports analysts have pointed out that Eala's win could do for Philippine tennis what Manny Pacquiao did for boxing: ignite passion, attract sponsors, and motivate a generation. Her victory comes at a perfect time, as tennis continues to globalize and more regions push to host international events. If the Philippines were to establish a Philippine Open, it would not only boost tourism but also solidify the country's place in the global tennis calendar. Imagine a future where fans from across Asia and beyond travel to Manila to watch stars like Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, or Novak Djokovic compete alongside homegrown heroes like Eala. For Alex herself, the possibility of playing in front of a home crowd would be deeply emotional. It would be a dream come true to compete in a professional tournament in the Philippines, she said in a recent interview. I want to show the world that Filipinos can play at the highest level, and I want young kids to see that it's possible. Her words echo a shared dream, one that blends personal triumph with national pride. Eala's story has become more than a headline, it's a movement. Beyond the emotional resonance, there's a practical side to this growing vision. Tennis development in the Philippines faces familiar challenges: limited facilities, uneven access to coaching, and financial constraints for young athletes. Eala's win could serve as the catalyst to address these issues. Sponsors are already taking notice, and local governments are starting to explore partnerships to build more courts and fund grassroots programs. In fact, Several business leaders have publicly expressed interest in helping organize a Manila International Tennis Classic, potentially a WTA 250 or ATP Challenger level event. Such a tournament would require substantial investment, from high-quality venues to international standard accommodations, but the payoff could be tremendous. The Philippines could position itself as Southeast Asia's new tennis hub, building on its strategic location and growing fan base. While discussions are still in their early stages, the buzz surrounding this idea is undeniable. Social media campaigns like #BringTennisHome and #Eala Effect have been trending as fans rally behind the idea of hosting a professional tennis event on home soil. Influencers, sports journalists, and even politicians have joined the chorus, calling Eala's U.S. Open victory a once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform the country's sporting identity. For the Filipino diaspora, from New York to Dubai, Sydney to Toronto, Eala's success carries an emotional weight that transcends borders. She's more than an athlete. She's a symbol of resilience and possibility. Many Filipinos abroad grew up without seeing a homegrown tennis star on the world stage, and now, through Alex, they see themselves, their perseverance, their ambition, and their love for the homeland. At just 19, Eala has already achieved milestones most players can only dream of. She's a junior Grand Slam champion, a U.S. Open champion, and a trailblazer for Southeast Asian tennis. Yet, she remains grounded, often speaking about her desire to give back to her community and to uplift the next wave of Filipino players. Her humility and grace have earned her admiration both on and off the court. During her post-match speech at the U.S. Open, she dedicated her victory to her countrymen. This is for the Philippines. This is for every Filipino who dreams big. The crowd erupted in applause, recognizing the depth of emotion behind her words. It was more than a win, it was a cultural moment. And that moment is now rippling outward, inspiring new conversations about what the Philippines can achieve on the global sports stage. As tennis fans around the world celebrate her triumph, one thing is clear: Alex Eala's journey is just beginning. Her historic U.S. Open win could be the spark that reignites tennis across the archipelago. From the bustling streets of Manila to the quiet courts of provincial towns, young players are picking up their rackets again, dreaming of following in her footsteps. Grassroots academies are reporting an uptick in enrollments, with parents eager to enroll their children in tennis programs. Coaches are calling it the Eala effect, a surge of enthusiasm reminiscent of when global stars like Serena Williams or Rafael Nadal inspired millions to play. For the first time in a long time, tennis in the Philippines feels alive again. And while Alex continues her professional journey, competing in tournaments across Europe, Asia, and the Americas, her connection to her homeland remains unbreakable. Whether through social media updates in Tagalog, her support for local charities, or her consistent expression of national pride, she has become an ambassador for Filipino excellence. Behind every serve, every rally, and every victory, there's a message that resonates far beyond the sport. Dreams don't have borders. Alex Eala's story is proof that talent nurtured in a small corner of the world can shine on the biggest stage, and that one victory can inspire a movement. The next chapter for Philippine tennis might still be unwritten, but one thing is certain: it will forever carry the imprint of Eala's courage and triumph. As the sun sets on another remarkable tennis season, the echoes of her victory continue to reverberate. Fans, officials, and dreamers alike are now looking toward the future, united by one question: could the Philippines soon host its own world-class tennis tournament? If her story so far is any indication, the answer might just be yes. Because sometimes, it only takes one champion to change everything.